When searching for a common theme that strings Cole together as a character on a thematic level, it was pretty difficult to find something. With Lloyd, it was very easily trauma, though after rewatching and pondering like a philosopher, Aeropostale or whatever that guy's name is, I decided that Cole represents something very special in many different ways, and I'm not sure if it's intentional or not, but the way I see it, his character represents family, familial love, and what it means to be family. And as the show goes on, it gets more poetic. Let's start at the beginning of the Five Nights at Freddy's timeline here. Cole was born to Lily and Lou. We know that when he was younger, he had a strong sense of justice. When talking to his mother on what would be her deathbed, it's mentioned that he defended smaller kids from bullies. Cole's mother suffers and dies from a disease, not sure which. It's not something weirdly extravagant like Garmadon's story or Kai and Nia's parents secretly working on the Vermilion armor. This is a very modest struggle that they included in the show. However, after her passing, Cole's life was rocky, pun fully intended. From the season 8 flashback, we know that he was basically left to do most of the chores to keep their household together as his father grieved by pursuing his own career of being a dancer and musician. It's an honest look at grief and coping for someone like Cole's dad to find something to focus on exclusively to take his mind off of the pain, much healthier than ketamine. Though that leaves behind a messy household that Cole took it upon himself to maintain, because to Cole, love wasn't about just hugs or whatever, it was about duty, showing up, putting in effort. As he explains to Wu on the top of the mountain, he feels like his father isn't doing his part.
My father should be sad or angry, but he spends all his time with this group, singing and dancing. He's never home, leaving all the chores for me. He acts like nothing's happened. How can he sing and dance at a time like this?
And after meeting Wu, he ditches the life that his dad is trying to force him into with being a performer, because he knows that that's not his path. He follows his mother's words and stands up to those who are cruel and unjust instead. So he gets with the team.
Wait a minute. I'm still black.
It's said in some of the earlier guides that Cole leads the team when Wu is not around, the rock-solid foundation of the crew. He had to take care of his own household growing up, so now, being in this group, he continues that trend. This is actually a real-world phenomenon called parentification. This is when a child is forced to take up adult responsibilities due to the only parental figures in the household being unavailable in some way. There's instrumental parentification, where the child takes on the physical responsibilities, and then there's emotional parentification, where the child acts as the source of emotional support for the family. Cole seems to show both with the other ninja. Not only did he have to take care of the house, but his character is usually emotionally supportive. In an effort to act as a fundamental source of support, he tries not to let his own struggles out. You know what I mean. Jay's confidence issues, Lloyd's trauma, Kai's ego, all show on the outside. However, Cole's struggle is almost entirely within. Cole acts more ordinary, like super normal dude man. Not boring, but you know what I mean. He gives off the personality of just another member of the team, even though there are deeper narratives beyond the surface. That's because in order to keep his house and his family life stable, he couldn't let the grief overtake him. He couldn't let it bug him too much or else he'd end up more like his father. It goes to show that his super strength is not just physical but even mental. And rather than toxic stoicism, Cole is fairly vulnerable with the team, like the way you would be closer with your family in some aspects. In season 1, each ninja has their true potential arc. Cole's episode focuses on acceptance. In order to keep the peace between him and Lou, Cole lets his father think that he was still at the Marty Oppenheimer School of Performing Arts training to be a dancer. It's like how computer science majors pretend they're studying anything else because everybody's just gonna recommend them the homeless shelters if they tell the truth. The Fang Blade needed to stop the Great Devourer's resurrection is forged inside of the trophy at this performance event and is gifted to the winner. Lou overhears the ninja talking about how they plan to steal it, and he gets very upset with Cole. This is when Cole finally admits the truth that he's a ninja. And Lou is still angry, though he's not angry because Cole is a ninja, rather because there's glory and honor in winning the Blade Cup. That sense of duty to the legacy of their family really hits Cole, and he decides that's more important than getting back the Blade Cup. So he and the ninja put on a performance and win it, making his father proud. Pythor interrupts, stealing the Fang Blade, and drops a bunch of equipment onto Lou. But before it can crush him, Cole jumps in, reaching his true potential, feeling that familial bond he had been missing for years finally hit him. He no longer had to hide behind the ninja mask, he could just be who he was, while also making his father proud. In season 2, when his dad sings a goofy little song to him in front of everyone, he isn't embarrassed, he's grateful. It really hits when you realize how Cole's mother passing likely taught him to cherish his relationships and friendships before they one day meet their fate too. It's why he acts so selflessly. He unties himself to get the Scroll of Air Jitsu for the team. He forfeits to let Jay move on in the Tournament of Elements. This is what family means to Cole. And then there's season 3's love triangle that I like to pretend doesn't exist, but let's just address it from this perspective. The writers confirmed later that Cole didn't actually have romantic interest in Nia, he was just confused and liked the sort of attention that she was giving him. Children who lose a parent will often grow up with that emotional hunger. They don't always know what they want, but that kind of attention makes them feel that deep need to be seen, heard, and valued. I hate the love triangle, but making this video and saying these things out loud is actually making it a tad bit better. After Zayn Zane's death at the end of season 3, the team was in disarray. Cole goes out to cut wood. The heightened drama among the team as well as the loss of Zane was just too much all at once. Sometimes too much time with the family is a bad thing, and so Cole goes out to the forest to cut wood, taking a breather from it all. When they get to Chen's Island, Jay and Cole have to finally face their problems. Though upon blasting him down, Cole looks at him and realizes he's hurting a brother, not just an annoying friend. It made him realize how far this whole stupid feud had gotten, partially thanks to him, so he lets Jay win, falling into Chen's dungeon. Like I said earlier, Cole does selfless things throughout the rest of the show that reflect his familial bond to the ninja, like becoming a ghost, the time he ushered everyone up the ladder that he fell off of in season 10, him taking care of baby Wu. His character is very rooted in that. In season 11's Ice chapter, he feels like he let his family down by losing the Traveler's Tea, so he embarks on a little mission to go get it. In Day of the Departed, Cole finds his way back to Sensei Yang's temple in an effort to undo the spell that made the others forget him when he touched the Yin Blade. Yang's undead students capture him before he can hurt Sensei Yang. He finds out that Yang is keeping them there. When Yang refers to them as family, Cole even says,
"No, you have prisoners! That's not family! That's captivity!"
With novella Way of the Departed written by Tommy Andresen, co-creator of Ninjago, Cole talks about how he imagines thoughts of his family to calm himself down so he can sleep. Quote, "I close my eyes and try to think happy thoughts. I'm 5 years old. I see my father and mother dancing in the moonlight on the terrace in front of our old house. I have been tucked in, but I've snuck out to watch them. I do that often. My dad is so elegant. When I grow up, I want to be a dancer just like him. Why would I want to be anything else in the world which is so perfect?" This inspired the flashback scene in Balance, one of the virtues of Spinjitzu shorts. In Master of the Mountain, a Cole-centered season, one of the big plots is the ninja trying to repair the bond between the Geckos and Munts, knowing that they're divided. Shit goblin on my Gecko till I munt. Cole's arc is to defeat the Skull Sorcerer, keeping them divided, thus bringing his mother's arc full circle. He learns that the Blades of Deliverance weren't powerful on their own, it was his mother who was powerful, and that is all Cole needs to keep going. It gives him strength. What really cements my narrative is Dragons Rising. In the new continuation show, the merge happens and everyone's scattered across the mess of lands. 5 years after is when the show takes place. Lloyd finds Kai in the Realm of Madness, and we're about to learn that with Monstrosity. Heck, by the time I get this video out, it's probably already up on LEGO's channel. Jay lost his memory and has become a villain. They found Nia and Zane, but one individual hasn't been involved in Dragons Rising as much as he should. That being Clancy. Bring my guy back. No, it's Cole. And the reason for his absence is because he's been more busy with some of the newer characters. Because see, Cole was found in the Land of Lost Things, a junkyard where waste from all the other dimensions goes. He's been there for 5 years with Geo, a goblin who is rejected from both the Geckos and Munts, Bonzel, the physical embodiment of a spell who manifested as a being and has no one, and these two kids, one snake and the other a human boy. Both were lost in the merge. Just like how you take broken parts to make something new in a junkyard, which happens a lot throughout the show, Cole took them all in to create a family. He took in these people who were lost and even broken and made a family out of it, one that he protects. And it's even more poetic when you realize that Geo's element is fusion, being that they fused their group together. And so given that Cole is taking care of them, he has less screen time with the ninja. He knows that the ninja can hold their own, so he shows up for those who can't. Kinda like when you leave home to start a new family knowing that your parents and siblings will be okay. Through Cole, Ninjago teaches us a lot about family. Whether it's intentional or not, he steps up when things get hard, when the ninja are in trouble, when the goblins are divided, when the merge happens. Cole's there to take care of those around him. It's in his nature because that's what he had to do after his mother died. It makes him the rock-solid foundation of the family, whether it be the ninja or any group he's a part of. Subscribe or I will come for you. Alright, laters.